it would be great if you end this time together just letting people know what they could expect to come away with when they spend these 90 minutes with you. So your talk is entitled Challenging Times, a Call to Reclaim Our Safety and Power. We know the phrase, face the fear and do it anyway, and the relief it brings when followed. Now we are offered a major opportunity to put this into practice. It's just what you've been saying. Mm-hmm. We will review the problem as the world understands it, always an opportunity in disguise, and then identify the actual cause of personal distress. Most importantly, once the problem is reframed, we will focus on the necessary steps for returning to an inner felt sense of safety, power, and compassion. That's really possible, isn't it?
It absolutely is possible. And much of that we've sort of dipped into. But the key is I cannot feel safe and I cannot feel powerful when I feel like I'm imprisoned and I'm not in charge of my life. How can you possibly feel safe and powerful if you actually have the mindset that I'm a little tiny object in some sort of a great big world that doesn't necessarily care about me or know that I'm here or whatever? It's like all you can do is to try to defend. You can be angry, you can do whatever, all of which just digs us into a deeper hole. So one of the things that always is so important to include in something like this is to take a look at our inclination and our learned response to everything, which is to defend against it, to war against it, to war against this particular dilemma in which we find ourselves. But what we have to realize is to fight against something, I have to be giving very focused, energetic attention to it. I mean, how can you imagine fighting? We're just here. We are at the end of the, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. It's like, imagine saying, okay, we want you to fight that war over in Europe, but hey, don't pay any attention to what you're doing. I mean, like, how insane would that be? To war against something, you have to narrow your focus to it. Well, narrowing your focus to anything is a prayer to have more of it, because we'll just call it the universe doesn't know if you're focusing your attention on something because you want to get rid of it or because you want more of it. All it knows is, this would be saying it kind of in the cartoon version, if you're focusing attention on it, that's a prayer for more of it. And you for sure will get it, because every single thing that we pay attention to and is, in a sense, a prayer for that very thing. So when we defend against something, we're empowering that thing. So it's like, oh my gosh, I'm digging myself into a deeper hole rather than creating any relief from it. So what I have to do is like, well, then what do I want to put my attention on? If I'm going to buy into the idea that what I put my attention on grows larger, well, what is it I want to experience? If I want to experience peace of mind, if I want to experience a lovely connection with other people or with the world around me, then that's what I pay attention to. And that grows and grows and grows. And one of the most important ideas in A Course in Miracles is the idea of defenselessness. The two lessons about being defenseless are the two longest lessons in the entire workbook. They extend to a fourth page. Everything else is 1, 2, or 3 pages long. Those two take up a fourth page. It's like, we really want you to get this. And so remember, if I'm defending against anything, whether it's a virus, a person, a country, whatever it is, if I'm defending against it, the message is, and this is particularly important with people, is you're guilty Sometimes I don't even know exactly what you're guilty of, but you're guilty. You're the problem. And I have to defend myself against you. So I'm giving, when I defend against anything, I'm giving them the gift of you're guilty. You're the problem. Now, since I am always the first recipient for anything I give, wow, look what I'm doing. By defending against anything, I'm in a sense increasing its power over me. I'm saying you're the one that has the power and you've got the potential for hurting me and you're the bad one. But see, we just keep forgetting that whatever it is I label as bad and wrong and guilty, I'm adding to my own burden. So defending digs me into a deeper and a deeper and a deeper hole. So learning to live defenselessly. Now, I realize I'm not going to be able to go on television and say, listen, everybody, you don't have to really defend against this. And I wouldn't do that because that would be taken out of context. This statement has to be made in the context of the underlying reality and awareness of non-duality, because after all, A Course in Miracles is a teaching in non-duality. And so you have to be, before any of this teaching makes sense, you have to be, unlike my mother, who was worried about introspection, we have to decide introspection, what is going on with me? What is this programming going on in my own mind? This discovery is safe. It's safe and it's essential. And this is the only way you get to be free. You cannot not look and have anything be different.